It's time for your morning tea. It's time for your morning tea. Today's morning tea is Girl, What's Tea? Again, girl, what's tea? For my new viewers and my old viewers, if you have not pressed that subscribe button, look to your right hand side. You should see it. It's a little red button. Tap that and a notification bell. You will receive my upload immediately. I pretty much upload pretty early in the morning, so I will continue to upload pretty early in the morning, but today this is going to be a midday tea. Afternoon tea is served. Sip, sip. Girl, what's tea? So a few of you have hit me up like, where is my morning tea? Tamika, are you okay? I'm concerned. What's going on with you? Well, I took a break. First, it started off as something that was instructed. So the Lord told me to go on a fast, and I was obedient, and I chose to fast from social media. So why did I choose social media versus food? Well, first of all, I have braces, so I barely eat, or I was barely eating at one point in time. So food would not be something that I would fast from. Social media was. And in this, I want to say, period of time that I've been off of social media, including YouTube, I found out that I needed to detox from social media. The detoxation was not the purpose of the fast. The purpose of the fast we're going to get to later on. But basically, I realized that every day we are collecting bits and pieces of what other people are depositing into us. They are not doing it intentionally, but our spirits are basically like sponges. When we're on social media, we're scrolling, we see someone's status, we see a meme, and little do you know, those updates or those profile posts basically are making deposits into our spirits. We have our ear gates open, we have our eye gates open, and we have our mouth gates open. And why do I say mouth? I say mouth because sooner or later, or eventually, we bring up something that we've seen on social media. So we let out what someone has deposited into us. Now, again, like I said, some of those deposits are not intentional. They're just posting updates of their day. Sometimes someone is just venting. Someone is telling you that they're having a good time. Someone is posting an accomplishment, an achievement. But our spirits are absorbing it. But when do we take time to detox from it? When do we take time to rid our spirits, our minds, our being of the energy that they have deposited within us? We welcomed it in because we opened ourselves up to it by going on social media. Not just social media. I want to say even conversations when we pass by people in the grocery stores, or if we go into malls and we hear their conversations, bypassing people, they're making deposits into our spirits, but we never exfoliate our spirits of this that they have deposited. I'm going to say toxic information. And it may not seem as toxic when it's coming in, but when it starts accumulating, it's like, okay, where is this going? It's in your spirit, it's just sitting there. And like your spirit doesn't have any room for anything else that really God wants to deposit in you, or any positive things which needs to be deposited in you. So basically, my fast turned into a form of detoxation for myself, and I have been at such peace and freedom. And I don't know when this is going to be over. I had a particular assignment as far as a time frame, but I've exceeded that. So that's why I'm posting, because like I'm letting a little bit back in at a time, and I'm going to control what comes into my spirit. At least I'm going to try. Because when you're going through the grocery store, if you're at the mall, or just you're around, let's say family, friends, coworkers, you're going to hear conversations that your spirit is going to pick up on, but somehow or another you need to detox from it. Like seriously, just let it go. Just imagine you being a picture as in like a container that you would pour, I'm going to say tea in. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. You're going to pour tea in. If people are dumping their liquids into your pitcher, where is the room for the tea? Where's the room for the liquid that's healthy for you? Where's the room for the liquid that you would want in your life? If it's full, you need to basically either pour it out, or the vessel becomes too full and it breaks. Now, we don't want to get to a breaking point. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to become, reach a breaking point and you just explode. And the crazy thing is that it's going to be so, I don't even know how to put it. It's going to creep up on you. Like, it's going to be inconspicuous. Like, it's filling up your vessel, your pitcher, and all of a sudden your pitcher can't hold it anymore. So it bursts or overflows. It flows over. And the funny thing is that God will give us a cup that runneth over. But yeah, like, we want God's cup to run over, or the content that God fills our cup with to run over, not this toxic stuff. But yeah, so that's what happened. Now, in the interim of this break, I experienced a few health issues. So, of course, I'm going to make them into teas, and preferably someone will basically be able to be healed, or go pay attention to themselves, go see their doctors, but know that I'm in a much healthier state spiritually, naturally, physically, emotionally. I'm good. Like, I say I'm good because I don't know if there were any emotions that I needed to address, but there were some that were addressed. Now, later on, remember I said I was going to address something later on, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. What happened was, the purpose of my fast was I had an ungodly soul tie. A soul tie. Now, when you guys go look it up and you go Google it, because it's not a soul mate, it's a difference. So I had a soul tie with someone, and it became ungodly. And that ungodly soul tie was taking up room. Look how God brought that full circle. You see? So yeah, kudos. You did that. So I'm talking to God. Anytime you see me look up like that, it's because I'm giving God kudos. Okay. So that soul tie was taking up room, and it was taking up space. And basically what it did was it held space that another soul could come into, a soul that's meant to be by God. So this ungodly soul tie, how did it form? So I had to do some Googling, like, and some research, like, God, what do you mean by soul tie? Because immediately when I thought about soul tie, I thought about something sexually. Like, don't you get soul ties with people who you were sexually involved with? No, but yes, but no, not this one, not in this case. You can get soul ties with family members, with friends, with coworkers, someone you're just associating with. Your souls link up, they connect, and somehow or another, I'm going to say the enemy, because we already know what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn around for your good, right? So although you have enemies in your camp, and although you have people that attach to you with, I'm not going to say the intention started off bad, but somehow or another it turned bad, and the relationship ended, right? The friendship ended. You stopped talking to the family member. The connection is still there. You have to sever that tie, because sometimes you get tied up in knots. And anyone who wears tennis shoes, or let's say your hair get knotted up, or let's say your belt, like the tie on your dress, gets knotted up, something gets knotted up, it's a nuisance. Either you want to untie the knots, it may be too tight, so someone else may need to untie it for you, or you may need to get a device. Like, sometimes I used to get a hairpin to actually help me untie that knot, right? Because the only knots I'm trying to tie is with my husband, my spouse, baby. Y'all better get what I'm trying to say. The only knots you want to tie is with your spouse. Get that. Okay, so basically this soul tie had ended up in a knot that was difficult to be taken out of. And sometimes we see knots and we just don't want to be bothered with it. We let it alone. Sometimes the knots pretty much become like a decorative thing and we just don't want to bother it. Sometimes we want the knot to stay. We but it's not needed. So yeah, so I needed to sever the tie. I wasn't even untying the knot. I was severing the tie. So I needed to sever the tie. I did that spiritually, and yeah, I feel much more free. And I believe if there's more room to be made or more work to be done, God will reveal it to me, whether it's work on myself, whether the time if there's any residue from any relationship that I've had. And again, it's not just companion relationships. I'm referring to, just like, remember when I say relationships and I say that relationships are just not between man and woman, that I always say all types of relationships, whether it's someone that you're attending church with, you're working with, your friends, your family, any connection. I needed to sever that tie, and it's severed. It's severed. But during this time, again, I found so much freedom. I found so much room to breathe. Like, I'm not inundated with what other people's thoughts are or how their day is going. Meaning, like, I'm on social media and I'm just scrolling. Not for me, but for other people. We may look at people and we will see their accomplishments and we'll be like, oh, I wish I was here in life. The thing is that you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what that person had to go through to get to where they are. You don't know what that person is going through while they are in the midst of their accomplishment. It's so it's so intricate, right? The details of others' lives. Like, social media is a highlight reel. When I say that is when you stop and you think about how many posts people make, right? I want to say maybe 87% are positive, 13% may be negative, right? Out of the 87% of those posts, how many do you know? How many of those people do you know personally? And you know what is actually transpiring in their life. And you know that sometimes, not that they're putting on the front, maybe they're posting because making a post makes them feel good. They see a brighter side in a situation that they're currently in. But sometimes, if truth be told, they are putting up a front. They are fronting for other people. They are attempting to impress other people. They want other people to know what they're going through or what they're experiencing. Like, for me, when I post that let's say I'm traveling to a particular place, I actually stop and think about, why am I posting this? And it's really, I post it, most of my posts is because I want to share. I want to share. It's really not about a like. I just want to share. Like, but then you stop and you think about, why do you want to share this? You know what? I'm sharing it because there was a point in time in my life when I was not able to travel. I could not afford it. I didn't have places to go. I really was stuck into, I'm going to say, this little prison that I had myself. I journeyed outwardly and people saw me, and you saw this bubbly smile and this energetic ball, but no one knew that I was in such a dark, horrific, self-destructing place. So now when I make these posts, it's more about me. It's like, oh my God, like, I get to go here. Like, some of my posts I don't even make public or even visible to my friends. I make it private for me only, because you know what? I like the Facebook memories. And a year from now, the Facebook memory is going to pop up and say, here, this is what you were doing last year at this period of time. That's where I was. So let's wrap this up. I mean, it's a 15-minute, a little exceeding 15 minutes long. It's been a pleasure sharing with you. Look forward to my posts. I'm trying to figure out what type of schedule I'm going to do. I'm not sure it will be a Monday through Friday thing. It may be a Tuesday and Thursday thing, or a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to figure out what works for me, how much social media, and I'm only referring to YouTube right now, how much social media I want to allow into me. Like, how much do I want to put out? How active do I want to be? I have to pray about it. I'm being honest. I have to pray about it. I have to seek God about it, seek his face, seek myself. Like, because honestly, this place that I'm in, it can become very comfortable. It can be very comfortable. Like, people are not on your social media trolling you. They're not stalking you. They're not looking at your posts and figuring out where you are in life, or attempting to figure out where you are in life. The post that you're placing up, no one is there trying to interpret it or misinterpret it, misunderstanding, taking messages back to others saying, oh, this person was posting about you today. Oh, I'm posting a subliminal message. Nah, I don't have time for that. And yes, I experienced that. I do. And I'm sure you do too. Or if you don't currently, you have. And if you have not, you know someone that has. Or if you don't know someone that has, maybe you are the person that's misinterpreting someone else's posts and taking back messages. I don't know. I don't know, bruh. I don't know, sis. But guess what? I'm going to take this time for myself. I'm going to see how often I am going to post. But I truly, 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 absolutely, seriously miss my tea party. I miss serving you. But trust and believe, during this break, I have obtained content, meaning just information that I can put on. I can record and I can upload and I can share with you. I am here to serve you. Serve God first and serve you. That's my purpose. And I have the gift of gab sometimes, at least on video. So anyway, it's been my pleasure. If you have not subscribed, I want you to go ahead and press that subscribe button. And because I missed you so much, what am I going to do? I want you to show me how much you missed me. I want you to put up, what type of hearts? I want you to post sunflowers. Send me some sunflowers. That's like my favoriteest flower of them all. It's bubbly like me. Like where the bubbles, right? I don't know. The yellow represents me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. It's been my pleasure, and I am looking forward to serving you again. Ciao and smooches.